What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a look at some new cards that are coming around in Premium Booster 01. The reveals keep happening, and I'm getting excited. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm starting to think, I've told you already on this channel, and I mean this very sincerely when I say it. I think this is going to be the best set we've ever had. I'm super hyped for it. I'm going to spend my 3 days in Japan buying as many boxes of this set as I can possibly find, and I just think this is going to end up being absolutely brilliant, super exciting, and I love it. But we've got a few more alternate art cards that are going to be revealed from this set now that we can have a little bit of a gander at, and I want to start off with 3,000 Worlds, and this represents a significant advance. Extra information, phrase it how you will, from what we knew about the set before. Because when you first look at this, you're like, oh, there's a new Roanoa Zorro card. And then you're looking like, hang on a second. That's not a Roanoa Zorro card. That is a actually very, very good event card that we got back in OBO3. Great card. Seen a huge amount of play. 3,000 Worlds has been a staple in a lot of blue decks since it initially came around. But now we've got a cooler version of it. It's actually a very similar version. Very similar kind of artwork, except now it is full art on the whole card. And I kind of love it. And this means that now event cards are on the table. Event cards, and I'm not saying they weren't on the table before today. I'm just saying we had no way of knowing. We didn't know if event cards were going to be coming in Premium Booster 01 or not, because we'd not seen any. Bandai generally don't, although there's always, exceptions here and there. But Bandai generally don't do the whole alternate art event card things. We see them here and there, don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, they tend to focus on characters. Certainly in sets, they really tend to focus on characters, and we get a few promos here and there of these cards that come around. Of course we do. But they tend to be the exception. So we got this set revealed not that long ago, and that did actually have a bunch of different event cards in that people will be liking. So like I've said, it's not that we've never seen this before. We absolutely have. It's just that it's generally not the done thing. Could we see stages? The set I just showed you had Onigashima Island. I love that print of Onigashima Island, just to be clear. So maybe there's going to be stages. We haven't seen any yet, at least as I record this. So I can't say for certain one way or another. But we knew they were doing alternate arts of characters. We knew that was going to be a thing. We didn't know they were going to be doing alternate arts of events, so now, head over to the comment section, tell me which event you're looking for. As for 3,000 Worlds, it's a great card. It's a 4-cost that places a character for a cost of 5 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck, and as a trigger, it places a 3-cost or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. It does that thing that blue tends to do, where it's playing the whole little control game, getting characters off of the board, making your opponent's job more difficult, taking away some of their options, etc. I am a big, big fan of this. I think this is brilliant. And yeah, go team, frankly. I hope we see more of these. And I think we will. Don't tell me it wouldn't be super weird if we only got one of these. It would be truly bizarre if Bandai just went, oh yeah, there's an alternate art event, but one. You can only have one. One is all you get. Not buying it, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's gonna be more, and I'm a little bit excited. Speaking of more, we've got more new prints of Trafalgar Law. The starter deck 10, Trafalgar Law, although we are referring to the character card here, not the leader. And this is interesting to me, right? Because obviously, starting life as a starter deck card, we didn't get an alternate art of it, because we generally don't get alternate art cards in the starter decks. But then, of course, this was the treasure rare in OPO7. OPO7, which came out this weekend, has a treasure rare in, and the treasure rare is this card. An alternate art version thereof. And I can't be the only person that thinks it's a little bit weird that they gave us a treasure rare, and let's be honest with you, it's a treasure rare that generally people are not terribly excited about, they're not loving the artwork, and then they immediately turned around and gave us this version again. And I've already seen some comments to this effect, and I do see where people are coming from here. I think an awful lot of people, when they're deciding which print of Starter Deck 10 Law they want to have in their deck, it's gonna be this one, because it is absolutely stunning. I'm not a huge fan of the Treasure Rare one. I don't love the artwork. I think this new one is absolutely brilliant. Of course, do remember that as it stands, Japan hasn't got our Treasure Rares. The Treasure Rares we get, Japan doesn't get. They haven't got either of the ones so far. We've seen no implication that they're going to be getting them at any point in the future either. So it's just one of those kind of weird things where Japan actually doesn't even have the Treasure Rare print, so of course they needed a new print of it. As for the card, it's kind of cool. It's got blocker and on play Don -1 if your opponent's got 7 or more cards in their hand. Trash 2 cards from your opponent's hand. It is a decent card that's seen decent amounts of play. Not a huge amount of play, not a ridiculous amount of play or anything like that. It's not a staple in every deck, but it is a card that sees a decent amount of play. In our current format, it averages roughly 1.5 copies per Starter Deck 10 Law deck, according to Limitless. That is the EB01 format. So that's a cool card. I'm glad we got it. A character I'm not a huge fan of, but a card which looks kind of cool. We've got a new alternate art of Bartolomeo. Oh no! That nice Dressrosa one, and actually free cost 3,000 power with blocker, but you got counter plus 2k and you're a Dressrosa blocker, and obviously if you're playing things like Rebecca to search out Dressrosa cards, then having a blocker that can be searched with that is a pretty good thing. Plus you get your counter, and look, if you're playing Rebecca, this is a very cool card. If you're playing Dressrosa generally, honestly, this is a very cool card. I'm going to be honest with you. Rebecca has not been the best deck in the format for a while. Over in Japan, in the OPO4 meta, it was oppressively the best deck in the game, and it was absolutely wrecking. It did not do as well over here as it did in Japan, although it was a good deck in the OPO4 meta, don't get me wrong. But since then, it's taken a fair bit of a downswing, but we didn't get an alternate art Bartolomeo in OPO4, so getting a cool version of it here is quite nice. It's another good card, and this is what I mean when I keep talking about PRBO1 and how great it is. One of the things to remember, and we are going to be getting this set like it is in Japan, it's full of reprints. I'm not saying that everybody out there desperately is going to want more copies of Bartolomeo, but I absolutely am telling you that it's going to be a set that is full of other cards which are incredibly cool, which are very playable, that a lot of people are going to want, and it's going to really flesh out your stack of playable cards, and I think that's wonderful. Remember, we are expecting, I'm pretty sure what we've got here is, this is a rare, so it's going to be just straight reprinted as a rare, just like in OPO4. Then we've got the Pirate Flag holo with the little Pirate Flag logo-y thing, as a reverse holo on the card. And then we've got this new alternate art as well. We really need to know what the pull rates are like for this set, because honestly, with the amount of Don, the amount of super rares, etc., if it is as I'm predicting with 1 Don per pack and 1 super rare per pack, and if we can get some generous alternate arts, it's going to make the best set for collecting. Otherwise, PRBO1, Premium Booster 01, One Piece Card Game Best, it's going to be a challenge to collect. We'll have to see how many boxes I can find in Japan. Last one that has gone and been revealed. We've got a rather lovely alternate art of Charlotte Smoothie. Yeah, the one from OPO3. Once again, we've got a decently playable card. Once again, we've got a rare card, which is coming with a really lovely alternate art. They are really fleshing these ones out quite nicely, going, hey, these cards didn't get cool alternate arts before. you can have it here. Because Charlotte Smoothie didn't get an alternate art in OPO3. This is the same card, but now it's a lovely alternate art. What we've got here is the 4-cost 5,000 power counter plus 1,000. When attacking, you can add the top or bottom card of your life to your hand. And then this character for this battle gains 2,000 power, which is kind of cool. You've then got a trigger that lets you trash a card from your hand to play this card. It's one of those where you kind of have to take your own life to power up the character, which clearly isn't ideal because it gets your opponent closer to winning the game. But it's also a case of there's cards that want you to have fewer life than your opponent, cards that want you to be down on life, etc. Plus you get the card advantage from getting it initially, and then you end up as a 4-cost 7k. And you know what? That ain't bad, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't bad. The bigger story here, of course, is the fact that we've got a lovely full art alternate art event card, which should open the floodgates now for more alternate art event cards in the set. But having a bunch of other playable cards coming as lovely alternate art seems pretty nice as well. So there we go. That's what you need. I've told you what you need to know, and don't worry, when there's another update to be had, I will be back with another update. But for now, I want to know what you think about all of this, so let me know in the comment section. Good us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.